Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Boy Who Cried StoryFire. Now, let me say right up front, this is going to be a tough line for me to walk because it's a story I think should be told, but it's also a balance, okay? Because there's some juicy lies, things in here that normally I would make fun of, really get some enjoyment out of, some laughs out of. But at the same time, I also believe in this guy's mission. This is Jesse, one of the co-founders of StoryFire, and it's basically an alt YouTube platform. Now, there's not a YouTuber on earth that doesn't want to see alternate YouTube platforms succeed because that gives us more competition. It makes us less beholden to YouTube. And if we ever get kicked off, because you guys know there's all sorts of deplatformings that happen all the time, we're not stuck basically in no man's land, right? So we want to see this guy succeed. I'm no exception. So I believe in their mission. And yet, in the past couple weeks, they have basically staged a publicity stunt, and I'm going to argue for why it was what it was, of StoryFire shutting down. Actually, I should say it another way. It wasn't a lie. They maybe intended for it to shut down, but they created it into a publicity stunt, lied to their fans, and honestly behaved so childishly that they're losing the trust of this audience that wants them to succeed. And I'm just hoping that this video may help push home a point that a lot of people are feeling right now, which is, guys, just stop lying.
StoryFire is shutting down February 1st, 2021.
Okay, so this is all how it starts. Now, you guys may know Jesse from another video that we did, which he's going to address right now, which is his latest in a series of kind of fictionalizations, dramatizations, lies. I mean, I don't know what you want to call it.
I know after a statement like that, you guys are probably thinking of back when I quit YouTube just a year ago and said January 1st, 2020, I'm leaving YouTube. This is not clickbait. It's a very real video. We're having to shut down the platform.
Yeah, you heard that right. Almost a year ago, he did another marketing stunt, which he calls it clickbait, but in his promotional video about it, he said it wasn't clickbait.
This is not a clickbait video.
He said, I'm leaving YouTube, 100%. I'll die.
I will die by the fire. That is my guarantee to you.
I will die by the fire.
Now, I use this in a video about how creators fake their own retirement. You may remember it. But now he's saying, oh, that video, that was a marketing stunt. This is totally different, guys. You can trust me. And because of that, you know, everyone listened with bated breath for why StoryFire was shutting down. Everyone was so bummed about it.
I offered $1 million to keep this platform going another year. However, unfortunately, Brian declined. Brian being one of the other founders, founding partner of StoryFire. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do.
Yeah, he basically throws his co-founder under the bus in this video where he's saying about how he needs to shut it down. He accuses him of stealing money, actually, from the platform, which is later retracted, but yeah, this whole video was very strange and felt like off.
Found out that like Brian was taking some of the 30% of the StoryFire creator revenue. So StoryFire is a 30-70 split. Brian was dipping into that and paying himself out independently, and it really kind of broke the trust.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, of course, in the last final hour before they're shut down, after everyone's gotten sad about it, everyone, you know, gets... everyone makes videos about it, farewell videos. Everyone's, you know, bummed that a YouTube alternative is shut down. This guy goes, we landed investment capital on the literal last day of StoryFire existing. Wow. What an American story, an all-American story. And he posts this video. StoryFire has been saved. Now, there's obviously still a lot of problems with the platform, right? You just accused your co-founder of theft. But wow, let's hear about this, this investor, this mystery investor that you landed.
You know that investor? Have you heard of him?
Oh, a mystery investor.
Yes. Wait, how the do you know him?
He's my boy. I've hung out with him a ton. He's from the same area.
Right.
He saw your video, called me about it. It was like, what is going on? So he's offered to throw some cash in. And I actually want to throw some cash in.
Wow. A Christmas miracle, guys. They land investment capital, and obviously nobody can believe it, right?
Bro,
You bring this other guy in?
you're dead ass.
Dead ass. This is not a joke, dude. This is no drama. This ain't some, you know, trying to...
You hear that? You hear that? This isn't some kind of fake thing. This ain't no drama. This is real.
You understand how bad this looks, though? That we're saying we're to shut down? Everyone's going to think this is BS.
It's because later we realize it is.
Well, it's not.
Okay. But it is, though. It actually is. Listen, you can't run a real company if you're going to lie to the people who trust you.
Guys, this is not... Wait, what the f***? Guys, this is real life. This is real life.
Okay, pause. Let's skip ahead in our story. It's going to be a non-linear story, guys. Trying some new storytelling here. Just freeze frame there. This is the same guy a few days later with something about like the truth about StoryFire, which I thought we already heard the truth.
The last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane. The video that I made on the day of shutdown was obviously dramatized. Me rolling around in the snow, that's me, the McJuggernuggets character, being ridiculous.
Really? This is the problem. Are you seeing this? This guy's screaming in one video that this is 100% real. You guys can trust me, guys. I wouldn't joke around with something so serious. This is a serious thing. This is my business. And then later on, he says, guys, didn't you know? Obviously a joke. Obviously, you guys weren't supposed to believe me when I said that we landed investment capital in literally the last day of StoryFire.
We did it, you know, we saved it. It almost doesn't matter how. But I don't want you to always just think of like either it's fake or real. Usually the truth is somewhere in the messy middle.
Like no, absolutely not. Maybe for a fun narrative series, the truth is based on a true story, right? Not for a business. If you're expecting people to back you up, if you're expecting people to believe in you, you can't go to them and say, oh yeah, the part when I said this is 100% true, I thought you would know that the truth is sort of somewhere in the middle. That just can't fly.
Now this is the part that was not factual.
Okay, here we go.
And I'll explain why. There was no investor. No investor came to save the day. I wish. It was me. Again, I put in more money.
Okay, at this point, he said he put in like $3 million already to the platform. So I don't know if he put in another $1 million or something like that. And I don't want to like mock this on the one hand. It's admirable that you feel so strongly about your company. But at the same time, if you put in money, then what was the whole shutdown thing about? It was really about your own indecisiveness about whether you wanted to continue running your company, and Brian Spitz, whether he wanted to take the money for more equity in the company. But nothing had to do with like external forces of we were saved, whatever. It was you guys as business partners not communicating and then basically deciding, let's just pour more money into this and lose more money, hoping that it will succeed. Now, again, I hope it does succeed. But how can you back a guy that is constantly talking about some hypothetical investor that doesn't exist?
Yeah, and you're putting your money on the line, so this dude's serious this time.
My money on the line and one of the most badass investors out there, so we have to make this work, dude.
Dude, I mean, yo, just to hop on a call with him.
He's talking about hopping on a call with himself. Because to be clear, this is the guy that put in more money. So he's going to hop on a call with this investor. Oh my gosh, I would be so lucky to be on a call with him right now.
I'm like, I'll be shaking. It's all real, guys. I'm gonna go walk on this lake finally.
Unfortunately, this is why actually that people are so suspicious in the first place, is that this is just not the first time he's done it. I mean, it's not even the quitting YouTube thing wasn't the first time he did this fake thing. And unfortunately, he's in a Boy Who Cried Wolf situation where he's said things and said, this is 100% real, guys, for so long that nobody believes you anymore. And unfortunately, I won't either. The next time you say something, whatever, I very publicly tweeted that I didn't believe him. But you just lose trust in people like this because it's unacceptable when talking about a business to be like, well, the truth, somewhere in the middle, 100% real, but then afterwards be like, guys, it's obviously fake, duh.
Can you address the people calling it fake? I think it's a lot because, like I said, over the years, I've done a lot of narrative series. It's hard for people to know when I'm in character, out of character, and that's fair.
Yeah, it's because you don't tell people. You say it's 100% real, and it's 100% not.
On top of the fact this was a miraculous thing that happened in the final moments, and it's hard for people to believe when something so crazy happens. You know?
No, you just decided to put more of your money in. I want to be clear. This was not a miracle. This was you deciding I'm going to sink more money into my project, my baby, before deciding whether to put an end to it, right? Which, again, admirable. Love that you're doing this. It's hard to back this, though.
You know, when it comes to narrative stuff, it's not very creative. I wouldn't fuck with that idea.
Oh, here he's talking about how he would never do a narrative about this.
To all of a sudden be like a sit-down video saying it's shutting down versus like there's no point to it, you know? I don't see what the substance, the creative narrative or the lessons learned. There's not much. It was literally me sitting down saying, yo, it's shutting down because it is. Like, it was a real video. And that's everybody. I wouldn't want to fuck with everybody who's so invested in the platform. That wouldn't be right.
So here he's kind of splitting hairs and wants to have, have his cake and eat it too. Because his whole thing is like, well, the shutdown was real. We were going to really shut it down. The only thing that I faked was everything else, which was all the excitement around the thing. But you're saying right here that you would never do that, and clearly you did. So you probably feel the same way I do, which is like, I want to believe in this thing. I want to believe in another YouTube platform. It's hard because, they're going up against so much. But everybody wants to believe in the David versus Goliath story. It's just, just don't lie to us.
And it's kind of almost offensive in a way that you guys would think that of me, and to know that every story that I've ever told on YouTube and everything that I've ever done that was in narrative or in character was to impart a good lesson or to tell a good story.
So it's offensive for us to think that maybe this isn't real, but you're trying to impart a lesson. So what is the lesson here? I think the lesson is actually that you're not trustworthy right now. You need to tell people that either you're done with this character that you're playing and you're just going to play business with business, characters with your story. Like this whole I'm going to mix storytelling and my business. It just doesn't work. Unless you tell people right up front, and this would be fine, be like, hey, this is fake, right? I'm dramatizing my business, whatever. But instead, he's rolling around in the snow saying,
this is real.
Yeah, I'm like, there was no investor. It was me.
And that is the story, guys, of the boy who cried StoryFire. It's an interesting story for sure, and it conflicts me, obviously, for obvious reasons. So, yeah, that being said, just let Jesse play himself out here, and that's it. See you in the next one.
It sucks because everyone's like, this is a theory. Guys, this is real. This is actually a real thing.
Everyone said their goodbyes. A lot of people left.
I don't think people understand what's just happened. Everyone's gonna think I'm a fake mother. But regardless, I don't know these investors. I mean, I know. I just don't know. I don't know anybody else.
I know what you mean. This ain't what it seemed. Nothing but a trick, trying to sell me on a dream, but that was where you lost me. Wake up and smell the coffee. I know what you mean. This ain't what it seemed. Nothing but a trick, trying to sell me on a dream, but that was where you lost me. Wake up and smell the coffee. You just want my dollar bills. I got this funny feel that what you made of who you are is really nothing real. You trying to fleece mine, I throw a peace sign. I gotta go, cause people like you I spend the least time. But Coffeezilla, there's nobody realer. We ain't dealing with fakes, and this is the guru killer. Hit them all with the death touch, oh what a mess, huh? Never stop until there's no more of them left, yeah.